Hello, I'm here again, Mercado, a student of BSIT 2107, and I'm here to discuss to you the summary of chapter 3, and I hope you learn to me, and I'll go to the chapter 3 summary. I'll start it. So, introduction, welcome. So, chapter 3, network protocols and communication. So, within this chapter, you will learn these models as well as the standards that make networks work and how communication occurs over a network. So, the rules. Communication fundamentals. So, um, communi- a network can be as complex as devices connected across the internet, or as simple as two computers directly connected to one another with a single cable. And anything in between networks can vary in size, shape, and function. However, having a weird or wireless physical connection between and devices is not enough to enable communication. For communication to occur, devices must know how to communicate. Like people, we exchange ideas using many different communication methods. However, regardless of method chosen, all communication methods have three elements in common. The first of these elements is a message source or senders. Message sources are people or electronic devices, but need to send a message through individual devices. The second element is communication is the destination or receiver of the message. This destination receiver of the message, the destination receives the message and interprets a third element called the channel consists of media that provides the pathway over speech. Um, this is the human communication. So this is the source and this is the destination. So message is message source. We have signal, transmitter, transmission medium, receiver, message destination. So computer communication. So the message will go connectedly to the other computer. Rule establishment. Humans communication between governed rules is very difficult to understand. Messages that are not correctly formatted and do not follow the establishment rules and protocols says Structura, the Grammatica, la Lingua, the Pontoquaco, and sentence was please govern communication humans very difficult. Structure, the language, the punctuation, and the sentence make the figures humanly understandable for many individuals. So, protocols must account for the following requirements and identify sender and receiver, common language and grammar, speed and timing of delivery, confirmation of acknowledgement and requirement. This is the protocol, message delivery option, theming, size, message formatting encapsulation, message encoding. So, message encoding. Message encoding is also a course in a computer communication. Um, Imagine a person planning on a holiday trip with a friend and calling the friend to discuss the details of where they can want to go, and to communicate the message she converts her thoughts into agreed upon language, then speaks with others using the sounds and inflection of spoken language. That convey the message her friend listens to the description and decodes the sounds or doesn't receive. So the message, encoder, transmitter, radio channel, receiver, decoded, and destination. That's how it's connect. Encoding also occur in computer communication. Is shown in encoding between hosts must be in appropriate format of window. Messages sent across the network, first converting it to bits by sending hosts. Each bit is encoded to patterns, sounds, light waves, or electrical impulses. Depending on the network media over which device is transmitted, the destination host receives the codes in order to interpret messages. Message format and encapsulation. Um, Letter writing was more common forms of written human communication for centuries. The agreed format for personal letter has not changed in many cultures. A personal letter contains the following element: an identifier of the recipient, the salutation of greeting, the message of content, closing praise, an identifier or a sender, like this. We will open, like typical, and in addition to having a correct format, most personal letter must have close in an delivery as shown. The envelope was addressed. A message that is sent over a computer network follows specific format rules or it to be delivered and processed. Just as letter is encapsulated in an envelope for delivery as to our computer devices, computer misapplied specific format called the frame before it was sent over the network. Excuse me. So, message size. Another rule to communication is size. When the people communicate with other, with that they are usually broken into smaller parts or sentences. These sentences are limited in size to what a receiving person can process at one time, as shown in Figure 1. An individual conversation may be made up of many smaller sentences to ensure that each part of the message is received and understood. Image would be like to read discourse. If read in long sentence, it would be not easy to comprehend. So, message timing. We should have a message timing. There are three rules. Access method. Access method determines when someone is able to send a message. If two people talk with the same time, a collision information occurs and it's necessary for the two back off and start again as shown in the animation. Flow control. Timing also affects how much information can be sent and speed that can be delivered. Response timeout. So, if a person asks a question and does not hear response within an acceptable amount of time, the person assumes that no answer is coming and reacts accordingly. The person may repeat the question or go with the conversation. So, message delivery options. So, So this is a unicast, a message delivered different ways. There are also times when a sender message is secure, message is delivered successfully to the destination. These cases is necessary for a recipient to return acknowledgement for the sender if no acknowledgement required. One-to-one delivery when else is one-to-many, and this is the unicast, one and one-to-many. Protocols. Rules that govern communication. Conversion protocols. Use a common language, wait your turn, signal when finished. Rules layer, physical layer. One of the best ways to visualize how the protocols within a suit interact is to view the interaction as a stack. A protocol stack shows how to individual protocols within a suit implemented. Network protocols. The figure illustrates network protocols that describe the following process. How the message formatted or structured in figure 1. So, this is the rule of protocols. IP will send to this message across the network using IPv4 header. It can forward this message because I understand the IPv4 header. I can accept this message because I can IPv4. Partition and that. Protocol interaction. Protocol interaction. The protocol shown in the figure below include HTTP as application protocol that governs the way web server and the web client interact. HTTP defines the content and formatting of the request response that are exchanged between the client and server. Both client and web server operate the HTTP part of application. HTTP relies on other protocols to govern how devices. TCP, the transport protocol that manages the individual conversations. TCP, the HTTP message into smaller pieces called segments. IP, is responsible for taking formatted segments for TCP and encapsulating them into packets, assigning them to appropriate addresses, and delivering them to a destination host. And Ethernet is a network access protocol that describes two primary functions: communication over data link and the physical transmission of data on the network media. Protocol suites. um, Protocol suites, application, TCP/IP, HTTP, DNS, DHCP, transport, ISO, ACSE, ROSE, TRSE, CESE, AppleTalk, AFP, Novel, Hardnetware, NDS, transport, TCP, UDP, TP, OTP1, TP2, TP3, to TP4, ATP, AEP, NBP, RTMP, SPX, Internet, IPv4, IPv6, ICMPv4, ICMPv6, CONP, CNMS, CLNP or CLNS, AARP, IPX, Network Access Ethernet, PPP, Frame Relay, ATM, LAN, TCP, IP communication process. This is the process of IT communication. Um, this one will be the data. Then the data, this data will be the TCP, IP, and Ethernet. Data encapsulation, message segmentation. This message segmentation is such a message has two primary the benefits. The segmentation have primary two benefits by sending smaller individual pieces from source to destination. Many different addresses can be interleaved on the network called multiplexing. And segmentation can increase the efficiency of network communications. Protocol data units. So application data is passed down the protocol stack on its way to be transmitted across the network's media. Various protocol information is added to each level. So this is data. Data is the general term for PDU used as application layer, segment transport PDU layer, packet network layer PDU, bits of physical layer PDU will physically transmit over the data over medium. The encapsulation. This is the process of reverse receiving host is known as the encapsulation. Encapsulation is the process of receiving device to remove or run on protocol headers. Data is encapsulated as moves up the stack toward the end user application. Network addresses. Network addresses have different purposes. They are network layer source and destination addresses responsible for delivering the IP packet from the original source to the final destination either in the same network or the same remote network. Data link layer source address responsible for delivering the data link frame on the one inch card. IP packet contains two IP addresses, source and IP address. The source is the source of packet, and the one who will receive the packet. Physical timing and synchronization. That one. Conclusion. In this chapter 3, data network system of end devices to devices and media connecting them for communication. To occur this device must know how to communicate. These devices must comply with communication rules and protocol TCP, IP, and example of protocol suite. Most protocols are created by standards organizations such as IETF or IEEE. The Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers is a professional organization for those in electrical engineering and electronics fields. ISO International Organization Standard is the world's largest developer in it. And this is for the chapter 3, and I am Ian Mercado, and I thank you